Namaste and welcome to our Diwali special. Every Indian home has their own Diwali ritual. Lights, sweets and a little bit of gold. But gold today is not just a tradition. It's a smart investment that shines all year round. To help us understand better and make the most of it, not just this festive season, but also as a part of smart investment plan, we have with us Mr. Kishore Narne, the head of commodities at Motilal Oswal, one of the most trusted voices in the world of gold, silver, and investments. Kishore sir, it's so lovely to have you here. Very happy Diwali.
Very happy Diwali to you also.
So my first question to you is, do you think emotional habit of buying gold every year in the Indian families have helped them increase their hidden wealth?
We are one of the world's largest hoarders of gold in private homes, and that made our families much more stronger financially.
Yes.
And also today we seem smarter in the world because the gold became the smartest investment in the last 10 years. So it has actually evolved as a culture because it's evolved out of necessity. We never had access to formal financial system or banking channels. Most of our villages never had banks.
Yeah.
So the habit of turning that savings into some kind of asset which is fractionable are held into smaller quantities, because other than gold, if you have to invest in village today, what you'll buy, you'll buy a land,
Yeah.
piece of land, or maybe a house.
Yeah.
Maximum. The piece of land cannot be bought in with a small amount.
Right.
A small farmer saving small money can buy a small token of gold. Converting your savings into gold, and while you're passing it on to your children, daughters, it's easier to pass on rather than passing on land.
Exactly.
So, and it has now woven into our social fabric through the festivals.
Yes.
And attaching gold with little bit of religion, with little bit of festivities and customs has actually made us more woven into the social fabric, the investing in gold and putting gold into our lockers.
Yeah, right. So, sir, we would like to know what are the pros and cons of digital investments.
Digital gold is a new phenomenon.
Yes.
The form factor of investing in gold has now evolved into multifaceted actually. You just take 20 years back, there are only two ways of buying gold. One is either you buy jewelry or you buy a coin. Then derivatives evolved. The MCX and other exchanges came up, and you can buy derivatives of gold, the futures and options and all those things. For if you are an absolutely short-term investor or a trader, you don't need to be bothered about the taxation, GST and
right.
VAT and all those things. In those days, it was VAT. And then later on, I think early 2018 or 19, digital gold actually,
Yes.
I can be saying that we're one of the pioneers in those times to introduce digital gold, and it became a norm for the new generation
Yes.
to access gold in a fractional format.
Right.
Then ETFs came up again. So the people who are used to the stock markets, they wanted to invest in a paper format of gold. So the ETFs became a paper format, like a share you're holding, 1 gram of gold, or now today it's a milligram of gold today is holding. And digital gold is absolutely latest phenomenon. You're just holding in your wallet
Yes.
some coins or some grams of gold, and if needed you can redeem it by calling for a delivery, or you can just sell it off and get it out. So all form factors are good enough. Some are regulated, some are non-regulated. So even a jeweler is regulated today because he has to give you a certificate on the coin. Or if you're buying a jewelry, it is hallmarked. So
Yeah.
hallmarked with a unique number. Every piece is unique numbered today,
Right.
and it can be traced back. So that's absolutely, that became, so now jewelers came under regulation for quality.
Yes.
Second, ETFs are regulated by SEBI, so absolutely safe and this thing. But the digital gold is in a space where it's not really regulated, it's self-regulated at this space. There is no regulator which is actually looking at it, but it is fairly safe to say. You have to go with a good company, good digital wallet and all those things, and you're fairly safe. So the form factor absolutely depends on the investor, where he or she is comfortable, and absolutely the gold returns in all of them are more or less similar.
Okay. And can we start from as small as 100 or 500 rupees?
You can technically, but I don't suggest because any investment it should be meaningful enough.
Right.
Right. So if you do so small, you'll not really get any benefit out of that. Number one. Number two, you lose interest.
Right.
Right. So at least you put a 500,000 rupees ticket size. So at the end of the year, you see some chunk of return.
Right.
It actually the return creates more interest in you.
Exactly.
Today, whatever the stories you hear about Warren Buffett or our own Ramdev ji, the kind of wealth they created comes from conviction in the idea and the amount of money they put it in. If I have very high conviction and I put a simple small token of money, it doesn't matter actually.
Right.
That doesn't show your conviction. So I say put a decent chunk, maybe 500,000 rupees. Yes, absolutely, you can buy for 100 rupees also, because you can exit any time if you need that money back. So that convenience is there, then it doesn't matter.
So is Dhanteras a good time to buy gold, or should we wait for correction?
Dhanteras, again, जैसा हमने बात किया कि it was another religious timing, so it has nothing to do with the investment part of it, right? So शुभ माना जाता है, तो बिल्कुल खरीदना चाहिए, उसमें कोई ज़्यादा नहीं है. बट यहाँ पे the problem is that कि today this year जनवरी से अब तक गोल्ड 50% बढ़ चुका है.
Exactly.
50% in 6 months is phenomenal. In my entire career of 25 years, I have never seen the speed of gold. So वो रिस्क है, वो समझ के चलिए. नंबर वन. नंबर टू, again, as we already discussed, if you are buying for eternity, that means I'm not going to sell in my lifetime, then it doesn't matter. आपको अच्छा है, शुभ माना जाता है, तो आप लीजिए, जितना ले सकते हो उतना लीजिए, ज्वेलरी लीजिए, कॉइन लीजिए, जो भी है. बट अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए ले रहे हैं कि अगले धनतेरस तक क्या होने वाला है, टिपिकली मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट ये धनतेरस से अगले धनतेरस क्या होने वाला है. सी, गोल्ड इज अ ग्लोबल एसेट. इंडिया का धनतेरस से उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, नंबर वन. सो वो हमारे लिए सेंटिमेंटल वैल्यू है. सो बिकॉज ऑलरेडी इतना बढ़ चुका है, आई हैव टू वार्न दैट देर इज एब्सोल्युटली सम रिस्क कमिंग अप. And because if you are buying in coin or jewelry or something, even if the price goes down, nobody is going to come and ask you money.
Right.
So it doesn't matter, right? So you can absolutely go and buy. But if I have to wait, गिरेगा कि नहीं गिरेगा, in the era of Trump, it's absolutely impossible to judge whether the gold will come down, because the more uncertainty in the world, the more gold will go up. And till Trump साहब है, अनसर्टेनिटी तो बना रहेगा. तो यहाँ पे उसका कोई तोड़ नहीं है. आई बिलीव दैट इट विल गो अहेड कम्प्लीटली. मे बी 5-10% करेक्शंस कभी भी आ सकता है. सो बी प्रिपेयर फॉर दैट. इन एनी एसेट क्लास 5-10% करेक्शन कभी भी आ सकता है. बट इफ़ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 years, 30-35% आपको कहीं पे भी नहीं है, मतलब कम नहीं आ सकता है. It's absolutely a fantastic asset to be in, and it brings lot less risk than any other asset class.
Okay. What is the right way to buy as an investor?
There are 3-4 options that you can buy a coin as an investor, because we are keeping jewelry out. Coin actually involves making charges, tiny bit of that, and a GST of 3%. Right? So that is something which you will not recover when you sell it back, right? In jewelry, of course, there are making charges as much higher, like 8%, 10%, 20%. That's a different story altogether. And the other form is ETFs, and the third is that digital gold for a longer term purposes. So if you are not into very long term, मतलब at least आपको 2-3-5 साल का अगर ये नहीं है, तो coin doesn't really make sense, because you lose 3% of GST. Right? In ETFs, your tax loss is nothing, and you can buy as low as a milligram of ETF is today is around 120 rupees. So when 1 gram of gold is 12,000 rupees, ETF will come at 120 rupees.
Yes.
You can start at one, is like a very small ticket size. And when you sell it back also, the taxation happens, the GST happens at the fund level, so you don't lose anything. Right. So you don't have any tax loss on that. So that makes it efficient. But there is a little bit of input cost in that, which is again tiny, around 30-35 bips, which is the AMC charges, which is built into the price. They will not take it separately. And the third is digital gold. Again, absolutely, there are no AMC charges and anything else. But again, here there are no making charges, etc. But if you call for a delivery to home, they will charge you courier charges.
Okay.
The logistics of that. So that's something which you have to take care of. So it's absolutely your preference which way you want to go. The easiest and preferred way is ETFs because it doesn't involve anything. You have a stock market account and you just buy and sell, nothing to do with the deliveries and all those things.
Kishore sir, thank you so much. This conversation really helped me understand gold better. But there is a lot of curiosity in silver market as well. Stay tuned to know more in part 2.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.